We invite you to watch the video on the Aquaculture Farm channel.
The fishing boats, swaying in the narrow strait that connects the Atlantic to the Mediterranean, maneuvered one recent morning around an intricate architecture of nets they had laid as a trap. Then the fishermen lifted just one section from the water, heavy with their prize. Dozens of bluefin tuna rose to the choppy surface, thrashing wildly until, exhausted and asphyxiated, the fish gave up the fight, and the fishermen hoisted them on board by the tail. This trap fishing method, known as almadraba in Spanish, is considered the oldest form of industrial fishing in the world, dating 3,000 years to the Phoenicians. Science-led, collaborative efforts are the key to regional fisheries management organizations making progress on improved management of fish aggregating devices, FADs, including for the world's busiest tuna fishing grounds in the Western and Central Pacific Ocean, WCPO. Two papers written jointly by scientists with the Oceanic Fisheries Program of the Pacific Community, SPC, and the International Seafood Sustainability Foundation, ISSF, present current regional research projects on FADs to better understand drifting FAD, use and limit related ecosystem impacts. The papers are published on the occasion of the meeting of the Scientific Committee of the Western and Central Pacific Fisheries Commission, WCPFC, which reviews the latest science on the largest tuna fisheries in the world, and address topics of timely concern to the Commission. Drifting FADs are used extensively in the WCPO. The continued existence of the purse seine fleet in the Indian Ocean is at stake following the decision on fish aggregating devices that was taken following a vote among Indian Ocean Tuna Commission members, potentially putting thousands of jobs at risk.
Pag nakukuha na kami, ayan, ibababa na lang natin.
tuna fisheries in the Western and Central Pacific Ocean, WCPO, encompassed by the Convention Area of the Western and Central Pacific Fisheries Commission, WCPCA, are diverse. They range from small-scale, artisanal operations in the coastal waters of Pacific states to large-scale, industrial processing. The tuna fisheries in the Western and Central Pacific Ocean, WCPO, encompassed by the Convention Area of the Western and Central Pacific Fisheries Commission, WCPCA, are diverse. They range from small-scale, artisanal operations in the coastal waters of Pacific states to large-scale, industrial processing. The tuna fishery in the WCPO is the largest in the world with 2,627,696 tons of tuna caught in 2013. This tonnage represented 82% of the total 2013 Pacific Ocean catch of 3,213,733 t and 58% of the global tuna catch. The provisional estimate for 2013 is 4,517,435 t. Williams and Tarawasi 2014. Given the importance of the tuna fisheries, their sustainability needs to be monitored through the collection of a broad range of biological, economic and fisheries information. This information is used in stock assessments to evaluate the status of the tuna stocks. However, uncertainties in this information have implications for stock assessment outputs, the evaluation of management options, and hence the advice provided to managers. Access to reliable historical data is not always guaranteed, and fishing companies and countries can be slow in providing data, which limits the data available.
Mga kajimban, puno-puno ng alon. Alon-alon ng pista, ayan umiikot yung tubig ibig sabihin niya marami. Sapo lang bulyong nakawan. Ngayon lang uli naka-enkwentro ng may bulyong nakawan ng Team Marita mga kajimban, headed by Fishing Master RR. Ang nadadali minsan lagi ay barya-barya lang, kaya ito medyo may palaman ito ngayon mga kajimban.
The present review provides a broad description of the tuna fishing techniques, the tuna and other species exploited and the data collected for monitoring in the WCPO. It draws on the 2013 catch estimates compiled for the WCPO and the status of tuna stocks. It also includes sections covering the tuna resource management framework in the Western and Central Pacific Fisheries Commission.
With yellowfin. Ayan, bihira lang yung tuna na nakahalo mga katimban. Kaya ganong marami yung tuna. Lamang ang skipjack. Maaga pa tayo nakala dito mga katimban. Ayan, punong-puno yung salong natin. Kapag ganyan ay nasa 45 metric tons. Kasi medyo matamtaman lang yung size ng mga skipjack mga kalimban. 1.8. Ayan. Kaya marami-rami yung laman ng salong. At bawat salong kumukuha yung bantay natin para sukatin. Yan, para mayroon din siya, may report na content shipment, officer. Ayan si Shipment Docs Mary Tacalyos mga katimban, nakabuta ng puti. So maganda yung size ng skipjack pang cannery with yellowfin. Ayan, bihira lang yung tuna na nakahalo mga katimban. Kaya ganong marami yung tuna. Lamang ang skipjack. Maaga pa tayo nakala dito mga katimban.
Free swimming schools of tuna are located by using helicopters that take off from the deck of a tuna boat to spot schools feeding on the surface, as well as by using side-scanning sonar to find schools under the surface. Radar is used to locate groups of birds that often feed on the same bait fish as tuna. This is probably the least destructive, but bycatch includes billfish, sharks and other types of sea life. Fishing on schools of dolphin has led to the most controversy and created the infamous "Dolphin Safe" campaign. For unknown reasons, yellowfin tuna and certain dolphins, especially the spotted and spinner dolphin, swim together. One research theory is that tuna rely on dolphins' acute sense of hearing, or echolocation, to find food or to avoid predators. Illegal tuna fishing by foreign fishing fleets. The number of dolphins killed since the fishery began in the late 1950s is estimated at more than 6 million animals, the highest known for any fishery. The bycatch of dolphins in the eastern tropical Pacific tuna fishery has now been successfully reduced by more than 99%, but even at the present level of about 1,000 dolphins a year, it remains among the largest documented cetacean bycatch in the world. Sierra Goodman, founder and president of the Vida Marina Foundation in Drake Bay, on the northern Pacific side of the Osa Peninsula, believes the actual number of dolphin mortality is highly underreported. She watched the tuna seina Tauros I hammer the same school of spinner dolphins day after day right off Kano Island, a biological reserve off the Pacific coast of Drake Bay. Each day, the school of dolphins was smaller. At one point, she dove in the water next to the net and observed a dead dolphin that had gotten hung up in the net and asphyxiated. Goodman's concern is that tuna companies that fish and net dolphins are labeling their product Dolphin Safe. Okay, so this is my question, she noted. Are the dolphins still chased and encircled in the nets to get the tuna? Are dolphins involved in any way for tuna that is labeled Dolphin Safe? Because anytime free and wild dolphins are chased and entrapped, it is not dolphin safe. I saw what happens in those nets. While I'm sure the nets help with mortality, what about stress factors? We know that these tuna boats were out here for at least 3 days in a row netting the same group of Costa Rican spinner dolphins. Willie Atencio, a sport fishing captain out of Drake Bay, called to report the activity to the Coast Guard and was told they were busy on a drug operation and could not respond to the call. Another Ossa Peninsula captain, Anthony Roden, told of an encounter with a tuna spotting helicopter. He was fishing 6 miles off the beach near a school of dolphins when he heard the whirl of the helicopter above. He then observed cherry bombs, a firecracker type of explosive equal to about a quarter stick of dynamite, being tossed in the water from above to scare the school offshore. The crew continued to drop explosives in the water until the dolphins were moved 12 miles offshore, where a tuna seiner waited and encircled them to catch the tuna underneath. Use of any type of explosives is forbidden in Costa Rica. The third method of fishing, the use of fads, has replaced fishing over dolphins as the most destructive type of tuna purse seining and is forbidden by law in Costa Rica, but is often used regardless. Modern technology allows ships to monitor schools from many miles away, and an exact location, and even the mass of sea life underneath, can be determined with the click of a computer. Fads are often very simple and made with bamboo and old pieces of net. Over time, it is amazing to see the ecosystem that develops underneath the logs or artificial devices. Fishing boats have picked up many of these signaling devices in Costa Rican waters. Tuna are naturally attracted to floating objects. So are a lot of other types of fish, and often, they are juvenile fish that use the object as a safe haven from predators. The tons of unwanted bycatch discarded back into the ocean each year include undersized tuna, dorado, bonito, sharks, marlin, turtles and small whales. The real problem is lack of enforcement of any of the rules that apply to the industry. Commercial fishermen have long complained about the lack of dorado due to the illegal use of fads and the killing of juvenile fish. Costa Rica should apply its new, blue agenda, and move these boats far offshore. Better yet, the country should ban their use in territorial waters altogether, as Panama has done. A good portion of the Costa Rican commercial longline fleet could switch to a more selective and sustainable method to catch tuna without dolphin mortality and massive bycatch to supply the cannery and punt arenas. Green sticks is a method first used in North Carolina, in the United States, and has proven to be very effective, yet sustainable.
Sister boat, mga idol. Sister boat. Partial 60 tons. Puno na kasi sila eh. Board call na yun, board call. Kaya transfer dito. 100 tons pa yung remaining natin eh. 109 remaining. Okay, klaro